Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading for Wednesday, June 7th, Prince Rogers Nelson's birthday. I wonder if he's going to be listed. So he's a 13 because, like those that are more directly connected to mother, although we all are 13s or tend to be 13s. And those who are more directly connected to father tend to be 19s, like St. Joseph's feast day is celebrated on March 19th, for example, because he's directly connected to father. So Prince is a 13, 6'7" equals 13. Similarly, for example, Tupac is a 13. His birthday's on 6/16. That's a 6 plus 7 equals 13. Tupac and I actually were born in the same place, the same year. I am 3 days older than him. We may have been, who knows, like buddies in those little pens at the hospital, the little bassinets they have in the hospital. He may have been my neighbor or something. Perhaps that's from where the connection comes. That's not what I was talking about, though. I was pointing out the 13 that today we're attributing to Prince and his connection to mother. With that, I will go directly into the significant events and see if he's listed here. In the year 1628, English King Charles I ratifies the Petition of Rights. 1654, Louis XIV is crowned King of France. 1929, Vatican City becomes a sovereign state. 1965, the Supreme Court of the United States decides on Griswold versus Connecticut, effectively legalizing the use of contraception by married couples. 1975, which is 76 or 13 or 4 or 1111, Sony introduces the Betamax video cassette recorder for sale to the public. Did you know Thomas Malthus, Thomas means twin, publishes the first edition of his influential quote-unquote essay on the principles of population, the date of the unsigned preference. This happened on June 7th in the year 1798. Famous birthdays: Jessica Tandy, Tom Jones, Muammar Gaddafi, Prince Rogers Nelson, Mike Pence, and Anna Kournikova. Famous weddings: 421, Eudocia A. Athenais marries Oostromides, Emperor of Theodosius II. What? In the year 421, somebody whose name is spelled Eudoca. I pronounce it Eudocia. It looks like her last name may be Athenais. This is not a separate person. This is also her. Athenais. Marries Oostromides. Oostromeins. Emperor Theodosius II. So I'm still confused. Anyway, moving on. The year 1601, Louis Gunther of Nassau weds Countess Anna Margaretha of Manderscheid. 1925, Three Stooges leader Mo Howard, 28, weds Helen Schoenberger. 1937, which is 38, Three Stooges member Curly Howard, Master Number 3, weds Elaine Ackerman. 1947, U.S. Senator Edward W. Brooke, 27, weds first wife Remigia Ferrari Skako. Famous divorces: 2013, Russian President Vladimir Putin announces his divorce from his wife on national TV. I think the more exciting part is that he did it on TV. 2016, model Amber Rose and rapper Wiz Khalifa divorce after 2 years of marriage. When that jerk was mayor, Rudy Giuliani, he broke up with his wife on TV too. She was a news anchor, and she didn't even know the news. It came her news show came on. He did a press conference about his girlfriend at the time, him and his girlfriend, the relationship, and the fact that he was leaving his wife, and that's how the wife found out. Anyway, moving on. Famous deaths: Judy Holliday, Dorothy Parker, E.M. Forster, and Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee is English, or was English, an actor. Christopher Lee was a British actor known for his horror film and for playing memorable villains. Lee began his film career working for Hammer Films, which he did for 2 decades. His most famous role was as Dracula Lee later branched out, appearing in the critically acclaimed Wicker Man in 1970 and as the Bond villain in Scaramanga the Bond villain, Scaramanga, that was his name, in The Man with the Golden Gun. This happened in 1974. Lee returned to the limelight as Saruman in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings. Lee also collaborated with filmmaker Tim Burton, appearing in 5 of his films. In 2010, Lee released the well-received Mental album, Charlemagne, By the Sword and the Cross. Lee was knighted in 2009. He was born on May 27th in 1922 and was a Gemini from London, England. June 7th, he died in the year 2015 at the age of 93. E.M. Forster. Full name was Edward Morgan Forster, and he was English, a writer and a novelist best known for his ironic and well-plotted novels examining class difference and hypocrisy in the early 20th century British society. He was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 13 different years. He was born on, there's that 13, born on January 1st in the year 1879. It was a Capricorn from Marylebone, Middlesex, England. He died on June 7th in 1970 at the age of 91. Judy Holliday is American. Her full name was Judith Tuvim, Tuvim. She was an actress famous for Adam's Rib in 1949, Born Yesterday in 1950, and Bells Are Ringing in 1960. She was born on June 21st, the last day of Gemini, in the year 1921. So she liked her 21s. She was a Cancer from New York City, New York, USA. It says Cancer, but the 21st is the last day of Gemini. She died on June 7th in the year 1965 at the age of 43. So she was a cusper at best. Anna Kournikova is Russian and a tennis player. Despite never winning a WTA singles title, her appearance and celebrity status has made her one of the best-known tennis stars worldwide. She was born on June 7th in the year 1981 and is 35 years old, a Gemini from Moscow, Russia. Mike Pence. Full name Michael Richard, and then in quotes, Mike Pence, is American and the 48th Vice President of the United States. He is the vice president under Donald Trump. Pence was also the governor of Indiana from 2013 to 2017 and represented Indiana's 2nd congressional district from 2001 through 2013. Before his career in public office, Pence was a conservative radio and television talk show host. He was born on June 7th in 1959 and is 57 years old, a Gemini from Columbus, Indiana, USA. Prince Rogers Nelson, known as Prince, was American and a singer. Prince was a major figure in popular music for over 3 decades. The singer-songwriter was known for his eclectic work, flamboyant stage presence, and wide vocal range. Prince sold over 100 million records worldwide and has won 7 Grammy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and an Academy Award. He was born on June 7th. So he won 7 Grammys, born on June 7th, which is a 13, in the year 1958. 58 is 13, 1958 isn't. Gemini from Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States. He died on April 21st in the year 2016 at the age of 57. It says here of a drug overdose, which is pretty disgusting to list it like that. There's Raphael outside. Muammar Gaddafi. Was Libyan and a Libyan revolutionary and an authoritarian leader. Authoritarian leader of Libya for 42 years. I think they spelled it 2 different ways and threw me off too. For 42 years, who began as a revolutionary hero before establishing a regime where his supporters and family dominated Libyan politics and society till they and Gaddafi were overthrown in 2011 during the Arab Spring. Gaddafi came to power through the army and bloodless coup in 1969, securing Libya revenue from its oil resources. However, through his own personal doctrine outlined in the quote-unquote Green Book, Gaddafi established an increasing control over the country, backed up by harsh security measures. Gaddafi's support of terrorist activities led to U.S. airstrikes on Tripoli in the year 1986 and sanctions after he refused to give up suspects in the bombing of the Pan Am Flight number 103, filled with U.S. service people over Scotland. Gaddafi's pariah status eased in later years before, in 2011, a rebellion began in the wake of revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt. Gaddafi's actual death remains mysterious, and he was captured and killed after fleeing his final stronghold of Sirte. So if they know that, that doesn't sound very mysterious to me. And I always thought I'd heard that the United States government killed him. Maybe that was in my head. I don't know. He was born on June 7th, in any case, in the year 1942. 1942, which is also a 7, and was a Gemini from Qasr, Abu Hadid, Libya. He died on October 20th in 2001 at the age of 69. Cause of death, beaten to death in captivity by a Misratan militia after suffering head injuries from a grenade blast. That sounds pretty specific, not very mysterious at all. Weird. Tom Jones. Thomas means twin. Welsh and a singer, one of the most popular vocalists and hit makers of the last 5 decades. And he redid Prince's song Kiss, the two of them sharing a birthday. Notable songs of his include It's Not Unusual, Green, Green Grass of Home, and Delilah. Born June 7th, 1940. He is 76 years old, 13, 4, 11, 11, and was a Gemini, is a Gemini. He's alive and well. From Pontypridd, Wales, United Kingdom. I'm not killing off Tom Jones. That was a slip. And lastly, Jessica Tandy, English-American actress. She's famous for Foxfire in 1987, Driving Miss Daisy in 1989, and Fried Green Tomatoes in 1991. She was born on June 7th in 1909. So she's got the combination there of both mother and father, the 13 and the 19 in her year of birth. A Gemini from London, England, United Kingdom. She died on September 11th. More of mother and father coming through there. In the year 1994, at the age of 85, more 13, the cause of death was ovarian cancer. She was the last. Going to the dice, beginning with, yes, eat cake, sex, Spirit says forget it, spend money, and stay in bed. Going to the card, speaking of 19, Father, we're beginning with the sun and Archangel Uriel, whose name means God's light. So the light being shown on everything. The day prior, we had the moon. So maybe the sun comes to, shine some light on some areas that were dark, in which we need enlightenment. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Speaking of the moon, there it is. There it is. I talked it up. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So when the sun and the moon come up together, at least in my opinion, in my feeling, that means what's done in the dark always comes to light, and here it comes. What also wanted to be seen is the Chariot with Archangel Metatron, which is all about victory and moving and perhaps traveling, but moving on, moving forward, or moving physically from a place to another place. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Both of these cards represent water signs. The Chariot, Cancer, and the Moon, Pisces, but can be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And that's opposite fire signs, of course. The sun representing the sign of Sagittarius, but the actual sun, Earth's star, is the ruler of Leo. So many people attribute the sun card to Leo as well. And it can mean Aries too. Any fire sign energy can come from this. Opening 2, Justice with Archangel Raguel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. This is Libra coming through with some diplomacy and fairness, righteousness. Opposite the sun, this is good news for those of you who maybe have court or something on the 7th. Very, very positive outlook on any of our situations where we haven't been getting our just due, even if it's not a legal situation in court. That time, finally coming where people are shown the light and the right thing is done by the right people. Coming to ego, or the devil in the tarot, with Archangel Jophiel. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. The devil, or ego, represents the sign of Capricorn. Can also be here for Virgo or Taurus as well. Our overall energy, however, is the 10 of water, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. Some of us may be having divorce court, having seen the devil and justice, and now the 10 of water back to back, or some other sort of family court involving family, children. Can be like a state court too, just is coming to me now. Like our parents left us something, but there's been some sort of, like we're the children. There's been some sort of situation where it hadn't been moving before. Suddenly the chariot comes through, we're in the driver's seat, and like justice is in the driver's seat, and things moving in the positive and right direction. That justice coming through for us, the sun shining light on things that had been in the dark. New information is available where people can, maybe new evidence in our case supporting us, and things work out in our favor. The masculine is death. All this major arcana today, representing the sign of Scorpio, the end of a phase or situation. So here's the end of that time, whatever we were in court for or going through for some time. Again, perhaps involving our family, some sort of family issue with the 10 of water as our overall energy. That coming to an end. It has transformed us. We've grown. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on now. Again, like the chariot suggests, but certainly when something comes to an end, it's definitely time to move on, not to linger and try to, revive something that is clearly dead. Release or death, representing the sign of Scorpio, can be here because of Cancer or Pisces as well, similar to the moon and chariot, which also showed up. Surrounded by the masculine is the 10 of earth. So this can definitely be a judgment. Again, some sort of estate. You were an heir to something, you were left something, is a possibility with this card, like a lump sum of money, some judgment or something. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. And the pain that comes with that may be still, although it works out in the end, the sun has come out, happy family overall, we're inheriting some money. Perhaps we had to lose a parent, in order for this. I mean, we would have lost a parent anyway, if we were to lose a parent, but that the pain associated with that. So we're they left us something, and, we're happy about that the government didn't get it and just hold it in probate and all that kind of stuff. We're actually receiving it as our parents would have wanted, but there's hurt, there's pain, or we're going through a divorce. The divorce is final. It's finally the end, It had to happen. We wanted it to happen. Filed on purpose. It wasn't an accident. But the family I had with this other person, to an extent, is no more. I'm about to embark upon something new. So there's pain associated with that. Any kind of situation that may involve love and emotion. That's what water cards, cups cards are about. And when I pick this up, guess what's back? Guess what's behind it? Justice. Also upright. So yeah, this is associated, I think, for a good bit of us with some sort of if it's not an actual family court issue, it's like that level of seriousness in our life. Something coming to an end, resulting in things beginning to take form and shape for us in our life, especially in the areas of, the material and our financial matters, but still associated with some hurt, some pain, some loss of something that's over, finished, done. Even if you had a situation with your job, which with the 10 of earth and 10 of water, I don't think it's a job. I think it's involving love and emotion. But there can be emotion about a job at which you worked for a long time, and maybe they didn't do right by you and they owed you money, and that hurts. It's finally over though. Or, something between friends. You went into business with a friend. It didn't work out. They all of a sudden they weren't a friend. They tried to rip you off. That hurts, but things working out. Feminine. The page of air, who's logical, honest, impulsive, and curious, challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. So this card, just like it sounds, all about truth bombs being dropped on you or coming out of your mouth, and perhaps delay, or maybe a past delay. Page of air can come to tell us there had been a delay. Here's what that was about, but that's over. An opposite, release or death, that can very well be. Also, this is Gemini and Scorpio, opposite one another, mirroring one another yet again. Surrounded by the two of air, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. So this is perhaps an air sign having to make a decision, or perhaps somebody having to make a decision about an air sign. Or it can really be any sign, though. These aren't even, the page of air is a court card, but this certainly isn't. But for me, the two of air tends to be a decision between two people. Even if it's not like two romantic situations, two people are involved. Like maybe your parent, a family situation again, and your boyfriend, or your child and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or whatever your situation is. And it could very well be that, because here in your subconscious is the 4 of fire. So what you're contemplating, what you're focused on, what you're thinking about is your peace and contentment, maybe even a relationship, or an actual home, maybe moving, again with the Chariot, moving on, moving away, combination of both. Ending ultimately in a happy home life and the successful completion of a project. That's mirroring the 3 of air. That can come with pain, leaving something alone, moving on, even though it results in something really good. A commitment for us, a relationship for us, marriage for us, a new home, foundations. It can still be attached to some hurt because death came to something, some sort of experience in our life. It's a circumstance. The union is crowned by the 9 of fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. This is a card of perseverance, of warrior spirit, of I am tired. I am super weary. But I'm not going to stop. I got to keep on going. This is that Harlem, can't stop, won't stop, like Diddy. That I have that. Anybody from Harlem has that. But we can all have it. You know what I mean? This is what that energy is. At the root, another 9, the 9 of earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. So yes, we are alone, perhaps, but not lonely. And maybe for some of us, we're considering being alone, considering walking away from a situation with another person. At the heart of the matter, the 3 of earth, the power of creativity. Recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. The 3 of earth, about our abundance coming in. Here's a 13, a 4, 11, 11 for us too. But it's about our abundance coming in finally. We having worked for it, having, been a team player and committed, perhaps worked with others in order to get something done, we're now reaping the reward. So it can also be about the boss or whomever is in a position to bestow something upon you in a financial or material sense, having a watchful eye on you for good reason. They want to give you a bonus. It's not the time for you to slack off. It's time for you to keep pushing. This can also be related to some sort of party of 3, romantic or otherwise. Maybe a love triangle. We've got 2 3s crossing one another. So definitely for some of us, and perhaps more so the masculine, involving, like 3 people or something. Let's use this to see what's up with the page of air. The King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. So maybe the feminine has sat on some sort of on this decision and the need to bring death to it. Like a king of water, like a scorpion king would, and like a Gemini knows very well how to do on their own too, but sat on it for whatever reason, and the time has come to make this decision and to, death to something, or something has died and it's time to let it go. For others, this is having waited maybe for the relationship, maybe actually waiting for a king of water, waiting for some water sign person to finish going through what they had to go through, perhaps, in order to finally join you in this relationship. Or maybe the other way around. A water sign person waiting for you to make a decision and finally come around can be what this is about too. Or it doesn't have to be a water sign. It could be somebody taking on those kind of traits, that very loving, emotional, romantic, just loving, this love and emotion definitely tied into this situation. And again, perhaps involving whole family or whatever. Next card is also upright. We're getting lucky today. How about we do the mirror opposite here, the Three of Air. Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging and a new area of study. So again, this for some is a sad situation, but it results in, money coming to you. So it can be some sort of judgment that was difficult, or family court, certainly estate, where somebody has passed away or something like that, can be difficult to deal with. And there's pain and hurt associated with it. But there's also news of money coming your way as a result. A judgment into divorce too, or child support, all of these things, resulting in money coming to you, but perhaps tied to something negative. Having to battle it out with your job, maybe. Maybe some people had some sort of court case with their job. Maybe they were hurt on the job and workman's comp or whatever wasn't paying, and they had to actually go to court, and that hurt them. I worked here for 30 years and you didn't, I got her, you didn't give me anything. That sort of thing. But all of that turning around now, the next card is upside down. So I'm going to move on to the romance cards, beginning religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And opening 2, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Forgiving and learning, and codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So this is about remaining attached to something, someplace, someone too long. That Page of Air that sat on it and, didn't make a decision. Left us stuck in a place, attached to something of which we need to let go. The situation has died. So we need to free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Speaking of family and parents, we could really be onto something. I'm beginning with angel therapy with parents. I had forgotten that. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. So maybe the passing of somebody's parent has resulted in, they become an heir to something. Opening 2, if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Parents and throat chakra. The angels are helping you to lovingly speak your truth. Parents, One more. Sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. This is about cutting away what's not working. Sacral chakra. Singing and dancing. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. Overall energy is be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. And lastly, the Ascended Masters begin with freedom. Yet again, we did yesterday as well. Archangel Michael says you can do it, as in you can cut away what needs to be cut away. Freedom. Teacher, the teacher that is experience, life lessons that we've learned from this. The positive is what we're going to take with us. Freedom is back and opening to balance, career, and home life. So making time for family, that family that keeps popping up, balance, career, and home life back. And lastly, clear and shield your energy with El Moria. Clear and shield your energy. From the Ascended Masters to the masculine. Follow your heart, says Saint Francis. So in deciding of what it is you're going to let go here with this death card, we're just moving toward where the love is. Getting in that chariot and driving it toward where the love is. For the feminine from the Ascended Masters, flow of prosperity and Lakshmi. So this is evident for all of us here, actually, not just the feminine, but just know that it's coming if that's been a delay in your life and a reason maybe why you hadn't made a decision earlier as to what to cut away. Just know that the ability to do that, the financial empowerment that you need is coming. To the masculine, follow your heart, says St. Francis. So this is going to be with regard to whatever it is you're cutting away. You're going to get in that chariot, the driver's seat of that chariot, and move toward what your heart directs you to move toward. And leave whatever else is over, finished, done with, whatever it has to do with job, relationship, friendship, something going on with your legal situation, whatever it was, leave it behind, the negativity of it. Take what was positive, what continues to resonate with you, and follow your heart onto your new experiences. Feminine, the flow of prosperity. Maybe it's the flow of prosperity that we weren't aware that it was on its way to us that prevented us from making this decision. Perhaps that's why the page of air showed up here to indicate there's a delay because we're concerned with finances, the material, and just know now that when the flow of prosperity shows up, that's an indication that all those things are about to get better, even in the area of love and emotion. For some of us, that's what it represents, not necessarily the financial, but that's coming too with all this earth here. This is Venus showing up in the reading. Venus, who is sitting in Taurus right now, and I think will be for the rest of the month. This is her blessing us, bestowing these rewards upon us as she promised to do. This is her keeping her promises. And so we need to be confident in making our decisions going forward about, following our heart too. Not we need to do this as well, even though it's here on the masculine side, without sort of being overly concerned about restriction. Let go of the thought of restriction and limitation, because you and yourself are holding yourself back when you do that. Masculine, I think this might be the second day in a row. Vacuum away fear is what Archangel Michael wants you to do. Raphael as well. And call upon them to help you to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved, so that you can feel confident following your heart and not trapped by your limitations or, self-prophesized or otherwise. Feminine, from the angels, the Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. This is showing up for the same reason Teacher did, about life lessons and getting to know oneself and understand what makes you tick. And then liking you, loving you, enjoying being with you is what the Hermit is about. Hermit also represents the sign of Virgo or other earth sign, which can be impactful upon you on this day. And perhaps it is you yourself. Masculine, the sun is back for you. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. So again, whatever this heartache was, we move beyond it to a new, not only a happy outcome, but a happy outlook going forward, having let go of what no longer serves. And from the angel therapy cards to the feminine, integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. That's what you're going to do when you're making this decision. Okay? You don't want to risk or sacrifice your integrity for the sake of the decision and, doing something that is not appropriate in your life or, toward the higher good. Lastly, from the romance angels to the masculine verse, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Maybe something like this. Because you finally got the money and the lessons and you finally cut away things that were in the way and were blocking you. It's been a long road. Some of us are really, really exhausted. But here you are. Here you are still standing, King of Water. Whether you're a male or a female or a feminine or in this case, you're the masculine. But, gender aside, here you are still standing, divine King of Water. And feminine, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Go ahead and take on the energy of the Page of Air. Page of Air is super honest and communicative, and it's going to say what they have to say. And that needs to be you right now, feminine. I hope that you guys enjoy the daily reading and find it helpful. Namaste, angels.